Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. How are you today? Hopefully all of you are great. Today we learn chapter 3, cost behavior.
Now we will see learning objectives for cost behavior. 1. Explain the total variable costs and variable cost per unit of production using calculation and graph. 2. Explain the total fixed cost and fixed cost per unit of production using calculation and graph. 3. Explain the mixed cost. State 3 methods used to segregate mixed costs. B. Segregate the mixed cost into fixed and variable cost by using the high-low method. 4. Form a cost function, y equals a plus bx. Cost behavior analysis is the study of how specific costs respond to changes in the level of business activity. Some costs change, others remain the same. Helps management plan operations and decide between alternative courses of action. Applies to all types of businesses and entities. Starting point is measuring key business activities. We will learn about variable costs, total variable cost and variable cost per unit. Fixed cost, total fixed cost and fixed cost per unit. Mixed cost, 3 methods to segregate mixed cost. 1. High-low methods. 2. Graph method. 3. Simple regression method. We also learn about cost function y equals a plus bx. What is variable costs? Costs that vary in total directly and proportionately with changes in the activity level. The amount of total cost varies accordingly to the changes in the level of activity. If the level of activity increases, the total variable cost will increase and vice versa, direct relationship with the level of activity. Variable cost per unit is fixed. Example: direct material, direct labor and variable overhead. What is fixed cost? Costs that remain the same in total regardless of changes in the activity level within a relevant range. The amount of total cost is fixed despite changes in activity. Fixed costs per unit will decrease with increasing level of activity and vice versa. Example: factory rent, insurance. What is mixed cost? Mixed cost has both behavior of fixed cost and variable cost. Total mixed cost varies but not accordingly direct to the changes in the level of activity. Example: utilities. How to segregate of mixed cost. We can use 3 methods to segregate of mixed cost. 1. High-low activity. 2. Graph. 3. Simple regression. At matriculation level, you will be introduced to the high-low activity method only. High-low method uses total costs incurred at high and low levels of activity to classify mixed costs into fixed and variable components. Difference in costs between high and low levels represents variable costs, since only variable cost element can change as activity levels change. Data on the highest activity and the lowest activity are used to estimate the variable cost per unit and the total variable activity or cost driver can be stated in the form of production unit, direct labor hour, machine hour. Calculate the total fixed cost. Apply the cost function. Y equals a plus bx. Step to segregate of mixed cost. 1. Identify the cost behavior. 2. Segregate the element of variable cost and fixed cost. 3. Calculate the cost estimation. Cost function. Total cost equals total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Y equals a plus bx. Y equals estimation of total cost. A equals total fixed cost. B equals variable cost per unit. X equals activity, cost driver. Understand the illustration given and identify the highest activity and the lowest activity. Conclusion for Chapter 3, related to the characteristics of each cost. For variable cost, total cost varies according to the level of activity and cost per unit is constant. For fixed cost, total cost is constant and cost per unit varies, decreasing with increased activity. For mixed cost, total cost and cost per unit varies.
That's all for this week. Remember to complete your framework and answer the quiz. Thank you.